Good afternoon, good day, good morning, good evening. How's everyone? Hello, Dr. Candace. How are you today?
I am
Welcome.
doing excellent, Dr. T. Thank you. Hello, everybody. I am doing excellent. And you?
Doing excellent, doing excellent. Welcome everybody to Mental Health Minute with Dr. Candace, Elaine, and Dr. Tyra. How are everyone today?
Yes, yes. Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Like Dr. T said, welcome everybody to the Mental Health Minute. And we have an amazing show for you today. So, Dr. T, would you like to get started on our hot topic today?
Sure. So, oh my goodness, we have so many different topics going on out here today. So, one of the hot topics I was talking to Dr. Candace about was about the recent passing of Bob Saget. May he rest in peace. It was so many amazing stories that was going around about him and his authenticity, how he got along so well with others, how he reached out to a lot of fellow comedians and talked to them about different things that was going on there in their lives, even if he didn't know them. And as I'm listening to all these people give talking about all his accolades and all of the positive messages and words that they were offering the family and all of the things that they had to say about him, including today, Dave Chappelle was really upset with himself because Bob Saget actually sent him a text message and he didn't respond. And it happened right before he passed. And he was, feeling some type of way, like, I guess because he didn't take that time to
Hmm.
reach back out to talk to his fellow comedic brother. And it was just like, at this point, I'm like, Dr. Candace, I'm like, yo, Dr. C, what authenticity? I'm like, nobody said a bad word about this individual. Granted, we see a lot of people pass, but you always hear that one story. But it was just like looking at, he was well respected in the white community, well respected in the black community, and that goes a long way. And I
Absolutely.
just and at that point, all I could think of for us to talk about today is authenticity and how important it is to be your authentic self. What are your thoughts, Dr. Candace, on all of this?
Yes, with regarding the Bob Saget passing, it was a hit. It was a blow. It really
Mhm,
was. And may he
mhm,
rest in peace. And he was
mhm,
actually young. If I'm not mistaken, it
mhm.
was 65. To me, that's young.
Yes,
We
that's
live in
very young.
the 90s now, and then some. So that was
Mhm,
young. And,
mhm,
it's so unfortunate. And
mhm,
as I got some of the news from you, because I didn't know about some of
mhm,
the things and the encounters that he had with
mhm,
people and other
mhm,
celebrities, and it was
mhm,
really beautiful. And I thought
mhm,
it was beautiful. I only know
mhm,
him from a couple of things that he has done, and also from
mhm,
Full House and a couple of other
mhm,
funny things that he has
mhm,
done and everything. So he seems like that he was a really nice man, and that
mhm,
just hit home. And I think that's beautiful that
mhm,
when you pass, so
mhm.
many people came out and said all these amazing things about him.
Yeah.
That just shows that we all want to have an impact and leave an
Mhm.
impact when we
Yes.
leave. We all want
Yes.
to, and he did. He did what
Yes.
he was sent here to do because he
Yep.
left a beautiful impact.
Yep.
Yeah. He didn't leave with drama and owing a whole bunch of people money, and we hear about it in the news. He died on only $20. You know?
Right.
You No,
Mhm.
we left, and people had so many beautiful things to say.
Mhm.
So I just thought that was amazing. You
Mhm.
know,
And he was a girl dad, so hopefully
I
all of his
know,
daughters
I
is very
know that.
proud of the dad that they had. And so
Absolutely,
yes,
absolutely. So
so
that was beautiful. So with that being said, my prayers and my understanding and
mhm.
my heart goes out to his wife and to his
Yes.
family and his friends. And I'm pretty sure he's in good hands because when he was here,
Yes.
he made sure others was in good hands.
That's right. That's right.
Absolutely.
And that's look, may he rest in peace.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
so
So,
yeah, and so mhm.
oh, go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
Dr.
No,
T,
go
about
ahead.
another hot topic. We had another hot topic that you
Mhm.
brought to me, and my mouth was open. I'm like, I know you lying about the Cardi B situation.
Oh my goodness, was that about a mess? So, for those who might not, know about what's going on, apparently, I believe it's a defamation of character case that's happening with Cardi B and this other and a vlogger, and all these accusations was made against her, and at this point, as anybody would have all they could take, and they filed a lawsuit, and so now it's actually in court. And so what was said in this, from what we found out that came out yesterday, was that Cardi, when she testified, she talked about how she became suicidal over comments that this woman said about her. She also the woman had to, Cardi had to defend herself, so she had to take all type of STD examinations, just to prove that this person is telling lies about her, and at this point, that's when we have to ask ourselves, like, who are you to talk about me like this, to the point where I'm feeling this way. At the end of the day, that was a form of bullying that this woman did to her for no reason at all. And, when it comes to all of these people who are, who have these tabloid publications, whether it's on a blog, whether it's on any of the social media platforms, you have to be mindful of how you talk about people, but at the end of the day, Dr. Candace, we know this is all about clout. People want clout, people want checks, people want all kinds of things, but when you look at this was like a form of humiliation for this woman, so your heart had to go out to her, if you have any type of a heart and compassion for humankind, because who would want to have to furnish any type of testing in a court of law in front of strangers to prove who they are, and that's where I had a lot of issues, and myself and Dr. Candace talked about it, behind the scenes, about, HIPAA laws, and, HIPAA law versus the court of law, how does that interact? Because we know that situations occur where we could get subpoena for records,
Absolutely.
and it's just like when you look at a defamation of character case such as this, it's like, what do like, why do I have to do this to prove? Just take my word, because this heifer's lying. Just as
Exactly.
simple as that. I should not have to prove myself. But what are your thoughts about this whole situation,
So
Dr. Candace?
so when I heard about that, I was taken aback due
Mm-hmm.
to, yeah, we have these platforms. You have a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
with these platforms, including you and I.
Mm-hmm.
We have this
Mm-hmm.
podcast, we're on YouTube, we doing this, and we talk
Mm-hmm.
hot topics.
Mm-hmm.
A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people, and people do this. This is what some
Mm-hmm.
people do, not all,
Mm-hmm.
because you and
Right.
I don't do this. But some
Right.
people will go overboard and
Mm-hmm.
tilt the scale to get
Mm-hmm.
more viewers, because the more
Yes.
controversy you are, the more people are like, "Ooh, what she say?"
Mm-hmm.
They want to know.
Mm-hmm.
That's how most of the world, and I'm saying most of the
Mm-hmm.
world is set up. When we're talking about drugs, rock and roll, and sex and drama, they like, ooh, they on the edge of their chair and they want to know the business. So in order for people to get where they need to be, and I'm not saying this is what that woman did that has the podcast or the vlogger. However, some people do that. They will be so controversy to where they will say things. However, I think when you have a platform such as this, such as platforms like TMZ or Entertainment Tonight, you're vlogging, whatever it may be, have true facts. Have facts, like have the paper, have pictures, like I saw them come out of that house. I seen this. Actually have facts, because when you are stating something, and whether it's not true, and especially if it's not true, it can hurt. I don't think a lot of people on these platforms take in consideration, like you said, the mental state, the mental status of the other party. They don't take that in consideration. They just say, "Well, I heard that blase, or she or he has A, B, and D, or this type of disease," and then you put it out there. And then, of course, if it's not true, or whether it's true or not, you may or can be sued, and then it take it to a whole new level. So, with that being said, I don't think that person should have, in my opinion, I don't think that person should have put her personal business out there. We don't do that. I don't think that's cool, whether it's true or not. Why is it your business? Why is it even the public's business? Why we want to know? Just like you and I have this platform and we talk about everything, all things mental health, because everything can and do affect your mental health. But you and I would never say, well, they have a mental illness or they're battling this and that. You gotta watch what you say because look what happens. Look what happened. So not only being sued, but now Cardi felt a certain way, and she became. She stated she had maybe I don't know suicidal thoughts, suicidal ideation, or whatever it may be. But she's a mother, she's a wife, and her past, if it was true or not, should not define where she is now. Like when you and I spoke behind the scenes, and we were talking about our hot topic, is that we've all done some things in our past. We don't want, I know I have. Let me go and speak for myself. I know I don't want nobody to be bringing up something. If you do, I'm ready for it. I'm going to shut you down. But why should we be defined from our past? We do that as individuals anyway. Half of us do that anyway. We live in fear. We're keeping ourselves stuck and stagnant because of our past. Now we got somebody else doing that for us. Like I said, she's a mother. She's a wife. She has leveled up. She got her brand. She's got her music. She's doing her thing. Why bring things up like that? That was very hurtful. And we have to watch what we do, especially when you have a platform for the nosy, for the want to know, for the want to be in the now, in the way, when you have a platform for that. So that's my take on it. I think we have to watch it. I mean, watch what you say and watch what you put out there. And we have to be cautious of that. We have to watch what
Mm-hmm.
we listen to, watch what we take in, and we also have to watch what we put out. So that's my take on that. And actually, I like Cardi. And that's my niece. Because I'm an OG in the game. So that go ahead, niece. Continue to do what
Okay.
you're doing. And
Mm-hmm.
keep your head up. And anybody that's looking at her any type of way and say, "Oh my gosh, she had an STD." Come on now. Half of us are probably in the clinic with her and didn't know who she was. Stop
Okay.
playing.
Hello.
Stop playing.
Hello. Hello.
Stop.
Because you know how people are, and
Okay.
we know people go through stuff.
Stop throwing stones. Absolutely. Everybody stop throwing stones. Okay.
Yep.
So we
Exactly.
gotta stop. Quit looking at people's past and defining them by that and
Right.
and shaming them by that. That's that girl's
Hmm.
past. And it ain't
Yes.
none of our business. Because no
None.
one wants their past brought up. It's none of our
Hmm.
business.
Right. And my
Absolutely.
thing is, any medical conditions is none of
Yeah,
our business.
exactly.
You know what I mean? If
Between
somebody
her
has
and
a
her
medical
doctor.
problem going on, that's none of her business. That's between her and her physician. That has
Absolutely.
nothing to do with you, me, or anybody else. And it's like,
Absolutely.
and it's like you just wish folks would just mind their own business.
I know.
If they
Yeah, it's
spent
kind of
more
hard.
time
Yeah.
minding their own business, they would be, oh my God. It was so funny because a friend of mine posted on Instagram the other day and I could not stop laughing. I told him, I said, I'm going to have to steal your post. And he started laughing. But what he posted was, I will be mailing out W-2s today for everyone who was in my business last year.
Right on. Right on. Absolutely.
And all
Absolutely.
I could do is laugh
I
because I'm
love it.
just like, yeah, let me get the W-2s for all y'all that was chitter
Exactly. Everybody
chattering and
over here.
running around because I mean, you
Exactly.
focused on somebody else's stuff, you're minding your business. You're not even getting paid to mind my business.
Yes, and I will say this. I will say this. Here I am. Y'all know I play devil's advocate. I know Dr. T about to be like, and I ain't backpedaling. I'm just gonna say this because y'all know
Hmm.
I don't backpedal and I don't sugarcoat nothing. I don't work in no bakery, but I
Right.
will say this
Hmm.
to the young woman that put the statement out, or the blogger or whomever
Hmm.
she is. She
Hmm.
has a job to do.
Hmm.
However, don't do it in a way where it hurt others.
Right.
Don't do it in a
Hmm.
way that hurt others. Just like we
Right.
have a job to do. We have this amazing platform that we're trying to bring in insight and clarity and some type of humanistic value and
Hmm.
humility and good
Right.
content. So she has a
Hmm.
job to do. So maybe her thing is controversial, but you kind of got to watch what you do because it can affect people's mental state. And for some
Yes.
people to say, well, that ain't
Hmm.
her problem, of
Mm-hmm.
how she took it, of how Cardi took it. Absolutely, it is your problem because
Yes.
you put it out there. You're the
Mm-hmm.
catalyst. It started with your content. So
Mm-hmm.
if you can put it out, take accountability for the repercussions that may come after it.
But you just said the A word that a lot of people don't like to
Right
use.
now, accountability.
And girl, yes, accountable. They don't want to hold themselves accountable for the
Exactly.
things that they say, the things that they do to people. They think it's okay. They get a pass. Oh, I get a pass because
I get
that's
a
a
pass because
celebrity.
I'm a comedian. I get a pass
No,
because
that's
I'm
no
a blogger.
pass.
I get a pass because this is what I
Mm-mm.
do. Just as Wendy Williams, and I love her, and I wish her
Mm-hmm.
well, and I hope she's
Yes.
well because she's been sick and battling something,
Yes.
her illness,
Yes.
Graves' disease.
Mm-hmm.
I wish her the
Yes.
best. Wendy can be
Yeah,
controversial,
definitely. Yeah. Oh
and
God, yes.
she says, well, this is what I do. This is why people love me. And so, but you
Mm-hmm.
don't get a pass. You
No
cannot
pass.
always get a pass because it affects the other person.
Mm-hmm.
You do not want someone to become suicidal or take their life because something you
Mm-hmm.
said. And when someone
Right.
says, well, oh, they just weak enough to do it, come on now. What a compassion.
Mm.
You know damn well
Exactly.
if that was you or your family member, you wouldn't have that same energy.
Mm-hmm.
We got to stop. Know better, do better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's like, and that's when you have to, that's where the conversation starts with authenticity and fakeness. You
There
know
you
what I
go.
mean? And it's just like knowing the difference between the two. And that's the conversation. That's where that's where people need to understand, the realness of this. You know what I mean? You're doing all of this and you're putting this stuff out there, you're harming these people. Half the information that's going out there is not real.
Hmm.
Okay. And it's just like, and then when you see these people face to face, you have a whole fake persona that you're putting on, and it's, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? And it's just not in the celebrity world. We see this happening in real life, in
Yes.
everybody's life. You know what I mean?
Yes.
One thing we can say is this pandemic made everybody one. Okay,
Isn't
regardless
it?
whether you was celebrity or whether you was non-celebrity, at the end of the day, we are all one type of individual, and that would be a human being. Hello.
Absolutely. Right on. That's right. Absolutely. So speaking of that,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. You hit it right on the nose. So we're gonna go on and slide. We're gonna do what we do. We're gonna slide into our main topic. And our main topic today is
Mm-hmm.
authenticity and being
Mm-hmm.
authentic. What is that?
Mm-hmm.
What that look like? Who is that? What we doing? So that's our
Mm-hmm.
main topic today, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
So Dr. T, let's get into our main topic. My
Mm-hmm.
question for you is
Mm-hmm.
what is authenticity to you? What is
Oh
it
my
to you?
goodness. Authenticity to me is being real, is having that being real, being able to be comfortable with yourself, being able to engage. No, how can I put it? Knowing who you are. That's how I look at authenticity. Knowing who you are, comfortable with the skin that you're in, comfortable with your beliefs, having self identity, and being okay with who you are, being okay with your flaws, the same way you are okay with all of the good things that you have. That's what authenticity means to me. What does it mean to you, Dr. Candace?
To me, and good points, beautifully said. You're absolutely right. To me, authenticity is self awareness. Self awareness. To me, it's self awareness. To me, it's dark, it's light, it's beauty, it's ugly, it's up, it's down, it's accepting, it's shame, it's guilt, it hurt, it feels good, and it's freedom. That's what it is to me. Because when you are authentic with yourself, you feel all those emotions that I just described. You feel that. You have guilt. You have shame. You have beauty. You have ugly. You have pain. You have the good. You have freedom. And that freedom, that last part, that freedom, because all the others that you felt that I stated in the beginning, at the end, that freedom all comes together and you say, and I'm okay with that. That is authenticity to me because I like to think that not like to think, I know, very authentic with me. I know when I'm wrong, and sometimes I like being wrong. I know when I'm being messy. I know when I shoulda, coulda, woulda, and shoulda went over there and didn't want to. I know. That's when you know, you know. I'm always saying, know better, do better. Authenticity is when you know you need to do better, but you don't want to. because you just don't. I don't want to. I'm good. Well, where I am, that's freedom, and it's beautiful. But is it hard? Absolutely. Because in order to get to that point and accept those traits about yourself, you got to open up that Pandora box. And sometimes, I don't know, Dr. T, I would love to hear from you and for the audience as well. Please put down there. We want to hear your comments. Put in the comments. What is authenticity to you? And also, Dr. T, I want to know, and the audience would like to know as well, opening that Pandora box, what that look like? You think a lot of people are afraid to open that Pandora box? That's why sometimes when you meet people, you meet their representative first.
Hmm. You know what, I do agree. I agree with that. When it comes to opening that Pandora's box, people become afraid. You know what I mean? Because the thing is, the first word that comes to mind when I think about that, when it comes to the Pandora box, is the R word, rejection. Okay, because the first thing people get upset about is, oh my God, what if they don't, and then they fill the blank in, you know and it's just like, I'm going to show you somebody. I'm not intentionally trying to show you someone else, but I'm just showing, this is who I think people want to see, right? And so this is the behaviors I'm going to portray. I'm going to show you kindness, and then people are like, oh, they found out later on you evil as hell. you know I'm going to show you that I get along well with others, and then you find out everybody hates you. And it's just like, well, wait a minute, that's not the person that I know somebody else. And it's just like, and then it's just like, or for a situation with dating, you're dating someone, and all of a sudden, they showed you all they wined you, they dined you, they showed you all the goodness in the beginning, and then 90 days later, all hell breaks loose. You find out a whole nother individual, and then you're sitting there looking like, well, who is them? Where did this person come from? I don't know who that
Right?
is. And it's just like, and at this point, you too far into it to figure it out. You could either stay and work it out, or pack your stuff and go. You know what I mean? And not deal with it, because at the end of the day, now they're showing you who they are. It's up to you on you making that decision on whether you want to deal with it. So when it comes to, authenticity, a lot of people won't show, a lot of people have issues and struggle with showing who they really are. But then I'm gonna take it one step further, right? They don't even know who the hell they are.
I was getting ready to take it there. Right
They
on.
don't know who they is. They don't know, because they haven't really sat down to have a understanding of who they are, to understand themselves. You know what I mean? And it's just like, you look up, they get themselves involved in different situations, all because of not knowing who they are. And it's like, okay, so for all of y'all that y'all might not know, I work with a lot of business clients, right? I see business clients changing businesses every 5 minutes. And the reason they're doing this is because they think it's the next big ticket item, so to
Mm-hmm.
speak, right? This my $1 million product. This my $1 million product. But guess what? It don't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
It don't make sense with your brand. It doesn't make sense with what you're doing. And so now I'm trying to figure out, okay, now what can I do to make it all work?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's just like, when it comes to authenticity, it's not only just in your personal life, this is in your business too. It's in your
Absolutely.
workplace. If you're going to work every day, you show the people at work one person, then you come home and you somebody else. You're a whole wolf. And everybody like, where the hell you come from? What
Right?
happened at your job
I
today?
know.
What happened?
I love it. And you're absolutely right. And you know what, Dr. T? I was thinking, let's take it. Let's go a little deep. Like you said, let's take it a
Mhm,
little deep. Because a lot of
mhm,
people, they are operating on the newborn mindset. Come on now, let me tell y'all what
mm,
the newborn mindset is. The newborn mindset, let me take you on the ride. When we are born, of course, you're newborn. When we come out, we learn these different traits, and that's how we motivate. You cry because you wet. You cry because you hungry. You cry because you want to be picked up. You cry because you got an earache, something wrong with you. You're looking for mama. You like, wait a minute, I know there's a human. I'm familiar with her scent. I think that's mama. So I'm a cry. She can come get me. It's that newborn. I call it that newborn mindset. Now that's that newborn trait. So a lot of adults are still working in that mindset. They still working in that mindset. Like they go, if I act this way, stay with me. If I act this way, they gonna come. If I act this way, they gonna come. People, it ain't working. It's not how it works. So when a lot of people, when you meet people and they're not authentic to themselves, and people know when they're not being authentic. People know. So don't let people fool you and say, well, maybe they didn't know. People know. But back to what Dr. T said, some people don't know how to operate in the realness. It's because they're operating on a newborn mindset. They feel like if I do A, B, and C, they're gonna show up. If I do A, B, and C, they're gonna show up. No, you gotta show up now. You got to reparent yourself. So you got to go deep. That's where a lot of the lack of being authentic come from. Because you're not going deep within. You just still saying, well, if I do this, they're going to show up. That's like, let's take being in a relationship. If you are not real with yourself and you have just been operating on behaving and acting a certain way, thinking people are going to give in and still, less a lack of a better word, put up with your bullshit, and that's how you've been operating, you're doing it from that newborn mindset. I do this because they keep coming. I'm going to do this because this is the result I get, which is unhealthy result. Do you see what I'm saying? But being real and getting to know you. Don't be afraid to get to know you. Don't be afraid. Absolutely. My next question is this is my next question. Is there a difference between real and authentic? Is there a difference?
You know what? It's like when you look at the word real, you have to really look at
Okay,
the
I'm going to
definition
put it this
of
way.
what real
True
is.
real. So I'm putting up the quote sign. So Dr.
Because
T,
people say
true
keep it
real.
real all the time. Look,
Yes. So let me. So I worded it wrong. I apologize.
no,
Too
you
real.
good.
So this how I'm gonna do it, Dr. T. To the audience and to
Hmm.
Dr. T. Is there a
Hmm.
difference in being, and I'm putting up quote signs for real, too real and authentic?
Hmm. Too real and authentic.
You want
And
me
then
to
it's
do it
like when you
first?
think about but when you
Because
think about too real and authentic, you also think about the word genuine too.
yes.
Because that
Correct.
falls right into that whole category with real and authentic. You know what I mean? When you think about the word real, like I pulled it up just to get with what Webster's is saying, right? When you think about authentic is a form of genuine, right? And then when you think of real is a form of being true, which is different. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, they both have the same definition because they both say that real and authentic is a form of being genuine, right? However, I think what happens is when you look at authentic takes it a whole layer deeper. Okay, because at this point we start looking to authenticity is more related to behavior, okay, and how you act, and that's where it goes deeper, because not only is it your man it goes into your mannerisms, it goes into how you treat people, it goes into how you talk to people, it goes into how you treat yourself, okay. But then when you look at real, right, real, that's not artificial and not counterfeit, not fake, not counterfeit. You know, can being real be sincere? Is real a form of being of sincerity? Because that's something
Exactly.
else that
That's
we have
something.
to think about. You know what I
You're
mean?
right.
But when you look at the word real basically goes along with you know I'm not gonna say it's the same as being authentic, but what I will say is when I look at the word real, I look at that adjective as more for material things,
Absolutely. I totally
more
agree with you.
so, more so than humanistic behaviors. Except, I mean, granted, me and you come from the era of keep it real.
Right?
And it's just like, and it's
Right?
like when you think about that, we look at the whole keep it real. We know to keep it real means
Yep.
speak your truth. And
Exactly.
that's where real is more true. Whereas when you look at authenticity goes to the whole entire person.
Absolutely.
At least
Absolutely.
that's how I feel. That's what I
No,
my
I
opinion
agree
of
with
what I
you.
think it is.
My take
Mm-hmm.
on it, my take on it, T, is to me, real is behavior, speech, and actions. And authenticity is character. Is your character. You could be authentic and laying in your casket, honey. You can be authentic and sick, laying on your sick bed. I mean,
Yes.
you see, I mean, that's just who you are. That's
Mm-hmm.
your character.
Yes.
That's like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, ethics. That's like
Yes.
integrity. Doing what
Mm-hmm.
you're supposed to do even when ain't nobody looking.
Right.
That's
Right.
authentic. Realness to me is like that's behavior, that's speech, that's your action.
Mm-hmm.
Like some people,
Right.
like you said, we grew
Mm-hmm.
up, didn't we grow up in the area? Keep it real. When somebody
Yep.
say keep
Keep it
it real,
real.
when somebody said to you, well, just keep it real with me, and then this was the person say, okay, 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 I'm just gonna go and tell you. So that means that you was lying at first. So that's
Yep.
like
Exactly.
I equate that with speech, behavior,
Mm-hmm.
actions.
Mm-hmm.
But when
Mm-hmm.
someone is authentic, that's
Mm-hmm.
character. Like
Yes.
you, this is my sister, my friend. She's authentic. That's her character. That's who you
Mm-hmm.
are. That's just
Yeah.
who she is.
Right.
Couldn't nobody tell me different. Somebody said
Right.
something, and I know Tyra. I'm like, no, that's not
She ain't
her.
say that.
That's not her character.
Right.
Yes. So it is the
Mm-hmm.
difference to me. So we would love to hear from you people, from the
Mm-hmm.
audience, if it's a difference to you. And if you didn't
Mm-hmm.
know the difference, well, you learned it here on the Mental Health Minute. You have realness and then you have authenticity, being
Yep.
authentic. And my
Yes.
next one is, do you think there is a reason why some people like you have some people that's are authentic, especially with their
Mm-hmm.
family members. You know how you can tell
Right.
your family they call and ask for something. No, you tell them,
Mm-hmm.
but somebody else
Mm-hmm.
call, you feel you got to walk on eggshells or give it to them or something
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Right.
And this is for the audience as well. Do you feel it's harder to be or to show your authenticity to others than to other people?
I think
Give and take.
I know what you mean because I think what it is I think is like people struggle with that. You know what I mean? Because I with the scenario that you gave is a perfect scenario because we see people going through that all the time where they're constantly like, okay, I'm mean and nasty to this person when they ask me for stuff, but when these people call, feel like I have to give it, and you see that happening with people with their friends. It's like they need to give, things to their friends and want to do things for their friends. And that when there's a situation like that, they don't know what to do. They feel like it's conflicting. And that's where they having this whole battle and fight with themselves on what should I do? What should I do? Which is an internal battle, right? But at this point, it's like, you have to be real with yourself, and true to yourself, okay? If you don't want to do something, I'm the first person to tell people if you don't want to do it, don't do it. Because when you start doing things that you don't want to do, you end up in a situation. You know what I mean? And I've seen too many things occur, fatal things occur to people who have been doing things to compromise who they are, as well as doing things that they really did not want to do. And it doesn't have, and at that point it don't have anything to do with authenticity or being real. It has to do with using common sense and remembering to put you first before anything else. You know what I mean? Our reputation is all we got. Okay. And at the end of the day, we can't allow others to impact that. You know what I mean? And if you don't feel like it, that's fine. I'm not doing it. It's okay. It's a free country. You can say what you want. Say you don't want to do it. Say you don't have time to do it. Say you got other things going on. Be true to yourself before being true to someone else.
I totally love that. I absolutely agree with you as well. And
Mm-hmm.
to my part on that question is, I
Mm-hmm.
think you're right. A lot of people will treat their friends and family one way, or especially their close family, like, oh, I'm not watching your kids. I ain't loaning you no money. I'm tired of you. Stop calling me. But then they loan money to others. So you do have people that's like that. And that could be reasons, but I think you should keep well, sometimes you can't keep the same energy for everybody because everybody ain't giving you the same energy. So wait a minute, I almost tripped up on that one because you can't give the same energy to everybody because everybody don't deserve it. However, if you just be true to you, just be true to you. It is difficult for us to get to know us. We want to get to know another person. Let's talk about relationships for a minute. We're talking about realness. You want to get to know your man and you want him to be real with you, but then you're not real with yourself. So now you asking somebody to do something for you that you can't do for yourself. Let's think about that for a minute. You asking this man to be real with you, but you're not real with you. So you're asking someone to do something for you that you can't do for yourself. So with that being said, and my last word on this, well, not last word, but my closing arguments on this is we have to learn how to take the proper steps to get to know us. Don't be afraid to get to know yourself. What you like, what gets you going, and learn how to be comfortable with you. Do you think, Dr. T, a lot of people are not as authentic with themselves because they're not comfortable with themselves?
Yeah, I would agree. I would say exactly that's what it is. I would
Yeah.
say that's exactly what it is. The comfort level that they have with them. And it's just like, and as we talk about this, it brings me to the other story that we both was talking about in regards to the young lady who was attracted to the man. It was blasted all over social media. Young lady was attracted to a man. She I guess shot her shot, trying to talk to him or whatever. And because of her weight, he didn't want to talk to her, right? Well, years pass, she lost over 100 or something pounds. And they seen each other again. And now he's attracted to her and wants to holler. Now we know this is wrong. Now you wanna date me. But when I was, a plus size woman, you didn't want to have anything to do with me, and now that I'm lost the weight, now all of a sudden you want to date me. And it's just like the whole, when you think about authenticity with that, you know what I mean, since we were talking a little bit about relationships, how does that work, you know
Well, for me, here I go again. I know Dr. T gonna be like that. She gonna always play the devil's advocate. Here
I'm
I
not
go
going to talk to him, honestly. I'm staying away from it.
again. Yeah, exactly,
You didn't like
exactly.
me at my worst, don't like me at my best.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. So it's a two-parter for me.
Hmm.
If he said, so let's say if to Dr.
Hmm.
T in the audience, if he
Hmm.
said,
Hmm.
I like her personality, I like her. However, I'm not attracted or I'm not used to a certain size woman. If he was
Hmm.
honest, I can
Hmm.
respect that. Why?
Right.
Is because I don't want no man 3 feet. And I feel I have the right to say that. Well, who mad? Who mad? Come at me. I just said I was going to say that. I don't want no man with no job. Why? I got three. You ain't got one? I mean, we have a preference. We have a type. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I don't want no man head longer than mine. I'm like, what? What? This all mine. Now his lot's longer? Okay, what's going on? Yeah. I'm just saying. It's just, we have a type. It's not
Hmm.
what you do, it's how you do it. Now, if he was rude, was like, no, don't try to get at me and just real rude. Oh, he's shallow Hal, and we don't want
Hmm.
nothing with him and let him go head
Hmm.
on. But if
Right.
he had a preference and was sincere and nice about
Hmm.
it, and was authentic
Hmm.
about it, I respect
Hmm.
that. So that's where
Hmm.
my devil's advocate come from. Now, and when
Hmm.
he lost his weight and she's looking good and everything, and now he's like, hey, I can holler
Hmm.
at her now. I like her. If that's
Hmm.
something she want to do, Go head
Mm-hmm.
on and do that. However, I
Mm-hmm.
advise the young lady, how did he treat you when you were a certain size? Now, again,
Right.
if he was nice and kind,
Mm-hmm.
like you said,
Mm-hmm.
we could be friends and they had
Mm-hmm.
a friendship and they good, but he just like, I'm not used to that. Just like, I'm a tiny woman. I don't want nobody on me 500 pounds. I'm just
Right.
being honest. That's me.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
that's me. Everybody entitled to that. Will I hurt
Mm-hmm.
someone's feelings? Absolutely not. I'll be doing
Mm-hmm.
clean and everything, but being with me in the bed, we ain't doing that.
Right.
But we could no. That's
Mm-hmm.
my opinion. And but I
Right.
will be nice, and that's my preference. But I will be
Right.
nice, kind, and would never hurt anyone like that. So if
Right.
how he did it, it's so
Mm-hmm.
we got to see. So if he was
Mm-hmm.
rude and now she looking good and looking like a table snack, and he like, here I come, no, because
Okay.
he's rude. Keep that same
Mm-hmm.
energy you kept when I was too thick for you. Keep that
Exactly.
same energy.
Exactly. Keep that same energy.
Absolutely. So it's
Keep
so
the
that's so
same
my
energy.
part is I want to know how he did it. If he was rude, just like, oh, I ain't into big girls. Hey, big girls is
Mm-hmm.
where it's at. I don't know what's wrong with you. Ain't nothing wrong with that, but
Mm-hmm.
that's his preference. People
Mm-hmm.
have a preference, just like some women like bigger men. I don't.
Right.
That's
Mm-hmm.
their preference. I get it.
Yes.
But don't
Yep.
hurt people. Not in the business to
Right.
hurt people. So if he
Yep.
hurt her and now he trying to shoot his shot because she looking
That's a
like an
problem.
Instagram model, boy, bye.
Right. Exactly.
Boy,
That's a whole problem.
go ahead on with that. She
That's
don't
a
want
whole
you.
problem.
You heard
Right.
it on Mental Health Minute. She don't want you.
Mm-mm. Not at all. Not at all.
Absolutely. She don't want you. Boy, bye. So yeah. And so that's it's to preference, Like
Mm-hmm.
for instance, Dr. T, do you have a preference?
Oh
Would you
gosh,
date
yes.
somebody 4'9"?
No, no, no. I'm already short, so no.
You like tall men?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
would you
He's.
hurt his feelings if he treated you nice and
Oh
you
no.
two driving? You wouldn't hurt his feelings, would you?
Mm-mm. The Tyra of now, no. The Tyra of the
Oh.
past, yeah. But the Tyra of now, no. Mm-mm.
Okay, now if he took some growth pills and he got to 6'3" and he came to you and say, Tyra, when I was trying to holler at you, I was 4'9" and you was kind to me and everything, but you said I couldn't shoot my shot. Now I'm 6'3". Will he have a chance?
No, I must keep that same energy. I'm not
Oh,
gonna do that. I'm gonna keep the same energy.
you would? Even
Mm-hmm.
though you did like him
Yeah. Yeah,
at
no, we
four
could be
nine.
no, we gonna be friends. I'm gonna keep
Okay.
that same energy because my thing is no, I'm not being true to myself. I know what size you were.
All right.
Do you know what I mean?
Right. So you
That's
feel
like
like
that's like
if
putting on
I didn't like
heels.
you at 4'9", I ain't gonna like you at 6'3".
Yeah, I'm gonna keep the same energy. I'm not gonna,
I
you
like
know
that.
what I mean? Because at the end of the
That's
day, that's
beautiful.
not being true. That's not being true to you. You know, so I'm not. I'm
Absolutely.
gonna keep. I'm keeping. I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna, say okay. No, because my thing that's not right.
It's not.
It's not right
Absolutely.
on so many levels.
Absolutely. That's beautiful. Absolutely. And you feel the same that she should do. Like, no, like
Mhm.
if she
Yeah,
wanna,
I mean,
go ahead. But I feel she shouldn't. That's just my
I don't
opinion.
think so either.
No,
Mm-mm.
because if he said no, and from the
No is
picture
no.
I saw, he looked like he could have been rude with it.
He really does, and that's the other piece.
Yeah, he looked like he was rude with it. So it's like, boy, I don't want
Rude, running around laughing, telling his friends, "Look at
exactly. And
this, look
now
at
she was
this."
beautiful then, and now she's even more beautiful. But she was beautiful then,
Mm-hmm.
and she's happy, and she got
Mm-hmm.
whatever she did, whatever she needed
Mm-hmm.
to do for her.
Yep.
Absolutely, absolutely. So
Exactly.
she got the best revenge.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I think so.
She was true to herself. So, what's your
Yep.
last word? What's your couple of tips for people to maybe gain authenticity or be authentic with themselves?
One thing I will say is, take time out for yourself. Take time to do self care. Take time to get to know who you are. Sit back, relax. It's okay to, want to have some form of self identity. You don't have to be in the in crowd. It's okay to sit back and observe. You know what I mean? You don't have to be, you don't have to be in everything, if that makes sense. Be a leader, not a follower. And that's something I would always tell the children I used to work with. And I find myself now telling it more to adults. And that's my mental health minute tip for the day.
Beautifully said. Absolutely. I'm going to piggyback. And like Dr. T said, you don't have to always be involved in everything. You don't have to do everything. She's absolutely right. Learn how to be alone. You your only best friend, especially if you wasn't born a twin, especially if you was a single bird. You came in this world alone. Learn how to get to know you. Be true to you. And what makes you feel uncomfortable, y'all do know that's a red flag. If it's making you feel a certain way, and you feel you ain't being true to you, then that's when you can say, okay. I remember watching the Mental Health Minute, and I remember them saying, if I'm uncomfortable, if someone asks, say, or I'm in a situation and I'm feeling uncomfortable, then that means I'm not being true to me. If it comes to that, if it's something that you may have to do or say or something, you don't have to be involved from everything. If it makes you feel uncomfortable, maybe it ain't for you. Get to know you. Do what's best for you and learn who you are, your likes, dislikes, and embrace them, even your imperfections. Love on you. Show yourself some self compassion and love on you. That's my mental health minute tip. Absolutely. This was awesome, Dr. T.
Awesome as usual. Thank
Yes,
you
it
all
is
for
always a
joining
pleasure.
us.
Always
Yes.
being here with my sister and giving these amazing topics, having these amazing topics, great content, and
Hmm.
throwing in some gems in there and having some laughs.
I know that's right. Look, we would like to thank each and every one of you for coming out today, spending your afternoon with us, spending your hour with us, talking to us about authenticity. Definitely follow us on all social media platforms. Keep following us on YouTube and watching our videos and giving comments. Oh, we love all comments. And so thank you, thank you, thank you. Anything you want to add, Dr. C?
Yes, thank you, everyone. And it's been a pleasure. And we will see you next week.